What's up, Johnny?
What's up, Trav?
Welcome to the Brothers of the World podcast.
Brothers of the World podcast right here.
Episode
1. Today?
Well, guys, it's actually episode 32, but those were all takes. But now we did 3.
Trash.
We did 3 practice runs, but this is one for sure.
Why? Because this weekend we got a big UFC fight card coming up. UFC
Huge.
256. Last pay-per-view of the year for the UFC. Won't be back. And we'll have one more card after this, but pay-per-view not until January.
You ready?
I'm ready, bro. Let's get into this.
UFC 256 pay-per-view, brother.
At the top, we have a championship fight in the 125 division. Davison Deuce de Guerra will be fighting Brandon, the baby assassin Moreno. This guy's killing babies out
I
there.
was going to say Brandon Royval.
No.
I was hoping
Wrong
you'd fuck
Brandon.
that up.
Wrong Brandon.
That's who he just beat, though.
Yes, 21 days ago, both of these guys had a fight on November 21st, and both of them got a finish in the first round. I was a part of the group that thought Brandon Moreno deserved to get the title shot that night, but he ended up getting another first round win, and here he is 21 days later,
21 days
knocking on that
both
door.
Both of them are, bro.
Yeah,
Both of them
are.
are. They had the same fight card 3 weeks ago. They're both, I did not know that fighter was the number 1 contenders, though. I didn't know him against Royval, Brandon Moreno, Royval 3 weeks ago was like, watching that fight, I'm like, oh, this is a good flyweight matchup. But I didn't know they were going to be the next one in. Because I keep holding out for Cody, but this one is, so... Oh, they fought... Dana White was like, oh, they fought this card, they're ready to go next card.
Yeah, but like I said, Brandon Moreno, I thought he was already the number one contender.
Is that what he was like? I mean, who cares about UFC rankings, right? But was he actually like...
I think he was probably sitting at 2 because you know how...
Is Cody number 1?
No, Cody's not even in the division yet. He's not even ranked.
So he's still ranked as a featherweight?
As a bantamweight,
Bantamweight,
135.
There it is, yeah, you're right. Okay, so, bro, give us your take on this fight. How do you see Davidson? Tell us what you liked about him last fight.
I mean, what's not to love about Davison, man? He scrambles like crazy. He's got the jiu-jitsu to tap you out. He's a finishing monster, and he's got power. He's huge for that weight class. I think maybe a double weight cut in 21 days will hurt him a little bit. Hopefully he gets to make the weight. But I'm honestly really hoping that the underdog, Brandon Moreno, can take this for the win, man. I think he's got a hard chin, so
he's a very heavy underdog too.
He's gonna be able to take that power. I think he's gonna be able to match Figueiredo on the scrambles. He's a real scrappy guy.
He has good takedown defense. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
And who has he showed that against though? Has there been anybody in this division that's tried to take him down? I mean, he does have 5.
Askar Askarov, another freaking Dagestani wrestler who's ranked number 4. They fought to a draw, but I thought Brandon Moreno won the fight. And he tried to take him down, and he had some trouble.
That was his first UFC appearance too.
Who, Askar?
No, Moreno, but Askar.
No, Moreno's been fighting in the UFC for quite some time.
No, Moreno. I mean, did he leave for a while? Go fight in LFA?
Yes, yeah, he did leave for a while.
Oh, okay.
He got cut by the.
You're right. He had 1 LFA appearance. My bad. It was just showing me the top 5. But prior to that, he had 2 losses. One to Sergio Pettis and Alexandre Pajonta. But then 2019, he had an LFA fight, and then he came back to fight Askarov.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, brother.
Yeah, I definitely thought that he was the number 1 contender already, and I think he's gonna just be able to get out of distance. You know what I mean? He's gonna be able to strike and get out of there with his speed, and I'm really hoping he might be able to take this to a decision, or maybe catch a submission somewhere in the grapples. What do you think about it? I assume you're going for the heavy favorite.
Well, I didn't know this, bro, but I mean, I've been watching Moreno probably for his last 2 or 3 fights, right? Like, he's new to me still. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know, man, he's still a very young guy, so he still has a lot of potential for growth.
He's from the Ultimate Fighter for a long, he's been
he's been fighting like he was a kid.
I think he joined the UFC at 21 years old.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. What were you doing at 21 years old? But dude, Davidson, I mean, he's just so tough, bro. He just destroyed Alex Betta's last fight with the guillotine first round. right?
Yes, yeah.
So, but then you said Moreno has good takedown defense. He showed that over his career
Against Royval, I
tried. Oh, you're right. There was
there was a lot of grappling sessions there, and in one of them, he finds the ways to take the back and force a automatic BJJ situation when they're in the punching and then just clinches and then jumps on your back. You know what I mean? Jumps on a limb. You know what I mean?
Well, Moreno is a black belt, right?
I'm not too sure if he's a black belt.
I mean, he's classified as a BJJ fighter. So I would assume that if you're BJJ,
I think he's definitely a great overall all-rounded fighter.
Right here on the ESPN app, I can see that his takedown advantage is 1.9, so he's averaging that per fight, right? And then takedown accuracy 44%, so half the takedowns. He's less than 0.5%. Correct, on those. We'll see though. I'm pulling for Davidson. He is the heavy favorite at minus 320, plus 260 for the underdog Brandon Moreno. I got Davidson, and I feel like he's going to finish him. He's finished his last 4 fights. Let's see that. Yeah, sub, KO, sub, and then he had a UT against Pajonta. So 4 finishes in a row. I think he's going to get that 3rd sub in a row. I don't know. It's going to be interesting though.
He says he's going to sub him in the 1st round.
We got 5 rounds to go. I see Davidson taking him out in the 3rd.
And
we have a better kickboxer, right? Might come down to that.
We're gonna see. Yeah, we're gonna see. Because I do think Brandon Moreno's scrambling is gonna be able to stay away on the ground. You know what I mean? If not, find an advantage on the ground, he's gonna be able to keep it on the feet. And who knows? Davison Figueiredo cuts a lot of weight. He's a big guy for 125 pounds. Who knows if he's gassing out after the 3rd? You know what I mean?
Was it his last fight against Bettis where Joe Rogan made the comment where he's like, dude, Davidson, I want to see Davidson on a scale right now. He looks up. He did look 155. He looks like he's rehydrates back up to that. So damn, if he's cutting like 30 pounds,
he's a big beefy guy.
Dude, he was so much bigger than fucking Bettis. That really showed. I mean,
yes,
you can tell.
Stronger. That's another thing that might come in, strength.
And that really
be able to just hold Moreno down. You know what I mean? As crafty and freaking.
It is different wrestling against somebody that that's a little heavier than you. Mm-hmm. It's a little there is a big strength advantage, and that's why you see going a little off topic. That's why you see when smaller guys try to do BJJ against heavyweights, 200-pounders. Once they're on you, bro, it's hard to get them fucking off you.
You got to use
a blue belt can beat a black belt
technique.
Yeah, if he's bigger, sometimes.
So what's your final pick? I'm gonna go with decision by Moreno.
Decision Moreno. Damn, 5 rounds. Split or what? What kind of? What do you think?
Who knows, man? Split for sure.
Right? Because this is gonna be a close fight, I think.
It's either gonna be a really close fight or not at all.
No, I feel like it's gonna be a close fight starting off. They're gonna look competitive, kind of size each other up round 1 and 2. Round 2, obviously, I feel like there's gonna be some action for the ground game. I feel like Davidson wants to keep it on his feet. But at the end of the day, he's going to beat him up to where Davidson's going to have the opportunity to submit him in that 3rd round.
Okay, submission 3rd round.
But after he,
well, I think
him up.
I think wrestling is going to be real important because in this next fight, we're going to have Charles Oliveira, who this guy has records on records. He has the most performance of the nights. He has the most submissions in all of UFC history. And he's on a 7-fight finishing streak trying to take on our boy, El Cucuy, Tony Ferguson, who's coming off of a loss, but before that hadn't lost since 2012 and was on a 12-fight win streak. And this guy's the real company man who's putting everything on his shoulders.
This is my main event.
What I want to make a point of is, hey, Tony versus Gaethje did 700,000 pay-per-view buys. If this card does more than 250,000 pay-per-view buys, it's because of Tony Ferguson. It's because everybody is wanting to see. Yeah, if he does more than 250,000.
What's a good average though? I know obviously our highest one is McGregor Khabib at 1.2, right? But obviously, what's an average that for these...
nowadays, bro? I mean,
especially with COVID, how does that?
Anywhere from 200 to 400, maybe 500, 600 for a really big event.
Okay.
But
this is
I don't
it's a good card.
Usually I wouldn't expect a card like this to do without Tony Ferguson more than 300 or 400,000. If it does at least 500,000 and up, it's because Tony is bringing a fan base out here.
People got to bet on that though, right? That has to be like a Vegas line. Like, that's a good over/under or money line.
How many buys it does?
The people, do you think it's going to do less than that?
How are you feeling about Tony versus Charles Oliveira?
Tony Ferguson against Tony Ferguson's Brazilian clone, bro.
Yes, bro. Reskin. He got those 12-fight win streak and got a new skin.
Dude, 12-fight win streak, lost to. He's coming off that loss to Gage, and we all saw that, and we thought it should have been ended a lot sooner rather than later, because he did get beat pretty bad, bro. And I mentioned this before. Fights like that change a man, bro.
Damage like that will freaking hurt somebody's career.
Tony's also 36 years old. Like, dude, we're actually... I hope he fights till he's 40, and I hope he's good till he's 40. But time with him is obviously short in this sport, right? And we don't know how good he's going to be for very much long. So, dude, we really got to appreciate these fights. So watching Tony here, it's like, does he still have it? Does he not? So it's interesting to watch this after coming off that loss. At the end of the day, bro, I think I'm going to choose Charles in this fight.
Oh, really?
Yes, bro. And right now, looking at the fight odds, they're close, bro. Tony's at a minus 165. Charles, like you said, seven fight win streak.
Finishing streak.
Also 7.
Oh, yeah,
seven.
But finishing streak.
Yeah, but I was going to mention that. But you cut me off.
Sorry, bro. You got to mention it. You got to mention it, bro.
But
finishing streak.
They stand up just about the same. They're
5'10", 5'11".
That's why he's Tony's clone, right?
74 inches for Charles Oliveira, 76 for Tony.
Yeah, bro.
So do you have a round and a method of win for Charles Oliveira or what, bro?
So, look at the fight, bro. I'm pulling with Charles. I see him winning in... I don't know, bro. It's tough, bro. I see this going the distance in 3 rounds. And I feel like Charles just outworks him, bro. We might see some takedown attempts. I see one round, maybe the second round is kind of like a takedown battle. But I see first round, good old kickboxing. We're going to see Tony probably try some spinny shit. Second round, Tony will probably try some more like takedown. Now he's fucking shit on the, you know what I'm saying? Like takedowns. Like he'll throw an Imari roll or some shit. Imari roll. A Mamari roll.
A calamari roll.
Calamari roll.
The spicy tuna.
Exactly, bro. You get it. So the third round, I don't know, bro. Charles is just gonna, it's gonna be more kickbox heavy. There's gonna be some takedowns, some wrestling, but I feel like overall we're gonna see Charles come away with he's just gonna outpoint him at the end of the day. And I feel like Tony's just gonna, he's not gonna be the same Tony. That's my thing.
That's what you're going with. But let me tell you where you're wrong, brother. Okay. I'm actually gonna go underdog city. I think for most of this card, it looks like maybe I don't know what the odds are looking like.
What for who?
I'm going for Tony Ferguson.
Tony's the favorite.
The favorite?
Yeah, he's minus 165.
All right, he deserves to be. But you know what? I'm gonna say Tony Ferguson outworks him and outstrikes him in the first 2 rounds. And Charles Oliveira is going to get real desperate in that 3rd round and try to go for a takedown. And you know what? I think Tony Ferguson is going to get that freaking Darce choke.
He's going to get a Darce.
He's going to Darce him while he comes in on him and tries to take him down. He's going to get those lanky arms around his neck, and he's going to submit the freaking jiu-jitsu submission specialist, brother.
Wait, is the Darce done from top position, right?
Yes, and then they turn it over.
Yeah, okay. But it's like kind of like an arm triangle, but you're facing them, right? Or how is it?
I don't know the specifics about it,
right,
but I'm pretty sure it's right here.
Whenever I think about a Darce, I'm like, what exactly is? You know what I'm saying?
Underneath, you turn it over, and then you hook the leg so that they can't escape.
All the fucking BJJ guys is like, I don't know what Darce is.
You don't know what you're talking about, bro. Yeah, we don't. No, but we've been watching for quite a while.
Oh, that's what Darce is. It's like north and south. And then obviously the guy who applies the Darce, it's kind of like an arm triangle.
That's why I say when Charles Oliveira is going to come in for that takedown in the 3rd round.
Kind of like an alligator roll. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, they roll it after him. Yeah, I'm saying Tony Ferguson 3rd round submission, man. And Tony Ferguson is going to be back, and he's coming for that belt.
Tony's back, baby?
He's back, baby. Dude. I never gave up. I'm still a fan.
So Charles wins. Does this put him as a number 1 contender?
Who knows, man? It took Tony a 12-fight win streak But if he fucking if he finishes Tony Ferguson,
fair point.
If he finishes Tony Ferguson, brother, for sure he's got to be there. Tony is ranked number 3. And for Tony, I strictly believe what Chael Sonnen says, that when two fighters go in there, one of them leaves with all the momentum of the other one. So to me, Tony's going in there and he gets a win. He's now on a 7-fight finishing streak.
But you're only as good as your last fight as well.
Exactly. So that's why if he goes in there and beats Oliveira, takes all of his mojo, he is now on a 7-fight finishing streak, and he's out here knocking at the door, waiting for his title shot that was supposed to be given to him.
I know, bro. Do you think Khabib comes back to fight or no?
I don't think Khabib's ever coming back.
Okay, let's move on.
Next one, off of that sad note there for 155.
Right. We're going to match 3. Renato Moicano?
Moicano. I don't know the nickname for this guy, but he's an ex-145
Portuguese.
Ex-145 fighter coming up to 155. He won his debuting fight at 155. First round, very hilarious. He choked him out in 44 seconds, and the guy goes, "Hey, why'd you finish me so quickly?"
Oh, you're talking about the last guy that Renato beat?
Yeah, that Renato beat at 155. But he's fighting Rafael Fiziev.
Dude, but no, let me go off of Renato before. Dude, he's only lost to the top guys of the division.
Yeah,
Ortega, Korean Zombie, and who was the other boy?
Jose Aldo.
Oh, the legend.
Jose Aldo, yeah, man.
And he got finished in all those 3 fights.
Yes, stopped with body shots.
Yeah, KO'd, but after he won against, what's his name? Demir? That's his last fight you were talking about, right? That he dominated?
Yeah.
So the guy he fought, he's only, looking at his record right now, he's beaten Cub, he's beating Cater. So those are still big wins. He knows how to beat, would you classify him as a gatekeeper kind of guy?
Not yet,
or he's still a contender,
because
right?
Not yet, because for one, he's in this new division of 155. But even when he left,
he went up.
Even when he left 145, he lost to the top 3 fighters that were in the division. So
Ortega,
how much of a gatekeeper are you? You know what I mean?
Right.
He was right there. He was
trying
right
to get
there
in the mix here at 155. You said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So looking at his opponent, he's 8-1. That's all I know about him.
Rafael Fiziev, I know he's a heavy striker. I believe he's finished most of his fights by striking. And
yeah, he trains at Tiger Muay Thai. So he's out there in, where's that? The Thailand? He's out there in Thailand. Yeah, training with the. You've seen a lot of good people come from that camp. Looking at the height advantage though, Moicano, right?
Moicano, yes.
Moicano is bigger than him. He might be able to use that size advantage. This is 155. So Moicano's probably
5'11", 5'8".
Moicano probably walks around at
he was cutting weight to get down to 145. He was cutting weight. I'd say he's probably walking around.
5'11" guy, and damn. So he's bigger in this fight. He's coming off of 2 unanimous decision wins. Before that, he got knocked out in 2019 by Mustafa, right? UFC Fight Night. That was his debut back in 2019 last year.
Yeah.
So, but after that, he had a fight late 2019, won against White, unanimous decision, and then he beat DeCasey.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the veteran with Renato Moicano, bro. Just because I think everybody held Mark DeCasey pretty high as an upcoming prospect. And he looked great with beating him
into a gatekeeper role.
Yes.
Yes. For sure.
He was a prospect, but now, hey, shit happens. But Rafael Fiziev looked great against him. I just don't know if he's going to be able to beat a guy whose only losses are to top 5 featherweights in Brian Ortega and Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo, who held a belt for 10 years. You know what I mean? And if Rafael Fiziev can, that's great for him. This is definitely going to be a good name underneath his belt. But I'm going to have to go with Renato. Probably another submission, just like he did his last opponent.
Good, bro. He does have the takedown advantage in this one, too. But you said he ragdolled his last opponent?
He basically just jumped on his back and got that choke.
Well, DeCasey, right? Or no, that was
Renato Moicano, yeah.
So Fiziev, dude, how do you see the odds right now? I know you haven't looked at them, but who do you think's standing at the favorite right now?
Hopefully Moicano. I think
plus 130. So it is, pick 'em odds there. Mm-hmm. So He's a slight underdog. So, I mean, he's good to bet against if you like the favorites. Fiziev, I would need to rewatch him. I mean, DKZ's a tough guy to beat. So this makes it a more interesting fight. I can see why he is, it seems like he's fighting at his natural weight. Or maybe, Fiziev, right? Like, he's fighting there. Moicano's...
For as built as he is, he's not humongous.
He's going to be bigger, top-heavy, so we might see a strength advantage from him,
We'll see. I mean, we're gonna see. Do you have
Moicano?
You're gonna go with Moicano?
Moicano, and I see it, UD, unanimous decision.
Decision?
But it's gonna be wrestling heavy. He's gonna take him down. He's not gonna find the submission, but he's gonna outwork him on the ground. Okay, match 4, baby. Finally,
isn't this card just great?
Finally, bro.
This card really is great. We're gonna have our
the
boy
Trailblazer, bro.
Kevin Holland, the Corona Special, the guy who's gotten 4 fights during a freaking pandemic and won all of them. This boy's looking great.
Kevin Holland, man. I hope he comes away with the dub here, straight off the bat. But go, Johnny.
He really should. He's fighting a legend in Jacare Souza, who definitely should have the advantage on the ground. But Kevin Holland is he's long, he's wiry. He's got, I think, a purple belt or a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so he can handle his own. But the big thing is, if Kevin Holland can stop the takedowns and keep it on the feet, he's gonna put a beating on poor Jacare Souza. Jacare coming off a loss that actually has grown pretty well because he lost to the now light heavyweight champion Jan Blachowicz. Right. In a split decision that I voted for, or that I scored for Jacare.
Yeah, losing to Jan doesn't seem so bad now.
No, not at all.
Voluntary?
But yeah, I can't see Jacare Souza winning this. I think this is going to be a great name, a great scalp for Kevin Holland to put in his pocket. But
Jacare, the 41-year-old against the 28-year-old Holland. Okay, so you're going for Kevin Holland. Right?
And I'm going to say it's going to be a knockout probably in the second or third round.
Oof.
He's just so long. He's so technical. It seems like his punches and his kicks have power. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're going with the finish on this.
Yeah, I'm going to go with our boy Kevin Holland with the finish.
Yes. But Kevin Holland, he's had 4 straight wins. He's just a little bigger than Jacare. I think. Okay, I'm gonna pull with Jacare on this one, but if Kevin Holland were to win, I feel like he's gonna win unanimously, and he's gonna have to outpoint him. Kind of like how he fought Buckley. I mean, obviously he ended up knocking out Buckley, but Buckley's just a mad dog. He's gonna go after you, especially if he knows he's losing.
Jacare is gonna be a little bit more smarter about it.
Yeah, bro. So I really see Jacare dominating this fight. I know you're kind of shocked that. Since he beat Buckley, because Buckley, he's kind of like a counterfighter, Holland, right?
Yeah.
So if a guy like Buckley's charging you, he's going to snipe him. And obviously Buckley was losing the rounds prior to that. He knocked him in third, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. We're right with a straight, dropped him back. Anyway, with Jacare, bro, I think Jacare is just going to have like an intimidating factor. So kind of like a mind game, psychological. Holland hasn't fought a guy like Jacare to this caliber. I just feel that Holland, I love Holland, respect him. I want him to win. Mm-hmm. But just the fact, it's kind of like I related to Yair against Frankie Edgar. Like a mauling like that. Like it was Yair's
I could see how that happened.
I'm good, but I'm fighting a legend guy.
And that's what this is. It's like Kevin Holland's on his 4-fight win streak, but now you're going to get your bump up, your test. You know what I mean? And
are you really worth? Yeah. Are we gonna keep you for the big money? Yeah. So that's one of those. So I see Jacare winning. It's gonna be a mauling, I think. I honestly think so, but I feel like it's gonna. It's hard to see Holland getting knocked out, but Jacare is also good on the ground too, right?
Yes.
Right.
Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Yes, Jacare is good on the ground.
It was sarcasm.
He's all right.
It was sarcasm. Anyway, he bought it. Anyway, so Jacare can wear him down on the ground, but I just feel like it's gonna be more of a ground and pound show. He's not really gonna go for the submission. He's gonna take him down, ground and pound him. But I feel like he wins unanimously. The reason why I say this is because if you see the problem Holland had with the Dennis Stewart, going into that third round he faded and he was getting the shit kicked out of him on the ground. So I think Jacare just does that a lot better than Stewart. So I feel like that's where tides are going to turn. So Jacare, unanimous, Molly.
Okay, man. Shoosh. I like it. I like it, brother. I like it.
Let's go into match 5, baby.
Another very exciting one. Not really. Kind of.
I don't know.
Kind of sad.
How do you know about our Frenchman right here?
Cyril Gane?
Cyril Gane.
Yeah.
6-0.
Although he's 6-0, he's Francis Ngannou's number 1 training partner.
Well,
and he has looked great from the Contender Series to his couple of fights. I believe he destroyed Tanner Boser. Yeah, man. He 30 years old to 36 in JDS, the former champion, Junior Dos Santos. I mean, talk about veteran versus a new guy, because it's 21-8 Junior Dos Santos to 6-0 for Cyril Gane. But Cyril Gane just looks so athletic. He looks so powerful. He can throw the kicks. He can throw the strikes. He's coming in at 6'4", and he looks like he's using all of the 265-pound weight limit.
He's a tough guy to beat.
I think he's just going to really hurt JDS on the feet, and he's going to probably knock him out in the first or second round. And I really feel for Junior Dos Santos. I hope he can get a win, because I feel like he's probably one of those big names that might be a part of the 60-man UFC roster cut. Because at this point, Junior Dos Santos is on a 3-loss streak, and with one more against a guy that has 6-0 fighting record, although he looks really great.
Yeah, he looks great.
And I'm going for him to finish it in the second. When you're getting beat by somebody that's probably ranked 15 and has got a 6-0 record, I think they're probably going to let you go. So I'm pulling for Junior Dos Santos. I hope he can upset me, but I think Cyril Gane is probably going to finish him.
JDS coming in at the heavy underdog.
Yeah.
Plus 360. So Cyril Gane, bro. I saw the Boser fight. That was the first one. Looking at his prior fights, he's coming off of his debut and then another fight. He is 3-0 in the UFC, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
3-0. So his first fight was against Pessoa, submission, and this was last year in August 2019. And then October this year, he beat Mays.
Dante
Mays submitted him. I saw that fight too. And then he just beat Boser.
And it was a unanimous decision, but that's a testament to Boser's chin, because this guy was rocking him hard. You know
Boser was on a good little streak there until he met Arlovsky, but I see that... so this is his first... how do you say his first name? Cyril Gane?
Yeah, Cyril Gane.
So Cyril Gane, this is his first fight of 2020. He has a year layoff. He's looking pretty stacked, bro. I mean, he's a giant dude. They both stand at 6'4", but just, Cyril Gane's just a tank.
Yeah, like I said, he's using every...
He's a little wider. He's a little bigger than Junior JDS over here.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cyril Gane is cutting weight to make the heavyweight limit.
And let's look at JDS's quick record, bro. He's on, he's been knocked out, obviously, by the best of the best. His last win was last year in March against Derek Lewis. So that's a big name. But then after that, Ngannou, first round knockout. Curtis Blades, second round knockout. And then we just saw Rosenstrike knock him out in the second round as well. So, and that was in August. So,
and the thing is it's like it's still somewhat competitive, but
it's hard to, dude, with the heavyweight division, and then with the way JDS, his chin has been holding up, it's just tough to not see him getting knocked out. Especially with the Cyril Gane. He has it 6-0. He probably hasn't taken as much damage and hits. Maybe, JDS is developing the old Chuck Liddell glass chin, bro.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like...
Love you, Chuck.
It's real easy for me, not a fighter, fucking a fan, to say this. But it seems like JDS is out there and not wanting it, or not really wanting to put himself in harm, because he's doing now dumb stuff like against the Francis Ngannou. He looked good with the little bit of leg kicks. He threw his jab out there, but then he just turned his back and allowed himself to get hit by a right hook to the freaking side of the ear.
That's how Ngannou usually does it for people.
I know, yes, but it's also JDS. You're a former champion. I know you've taken a lot of damage, but what are you doing turning your back to this guy that's got sledgehammers for hands?
Dude, JDS is kind of like in that mindset. He's in that elder man mindset where it's like, he's already stuck in his ways. He's like, he thinks he can hold up. He can take these shots. Maybe against Ngannou, JDS just thinks he's, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but he just thinks he's like tough as fuck, like too tough.
And in his last fight against Rosenstrike, the dude was dropping pictures on his Instagram looking fit. You know what I mean? Looking awesome.
The best shape he's ever been in, right?
Yes, looking awesome. But I don't know if...
And was he fighting a little lighter than he usually did? Like I heard that he dropped weight for the Rosenstrike. Like he's obviously still a heavyweight, but he weighed in at
I would assume so. I'm telling you, he looked as fit as he's ever been.
Maybe he was taking the Stipe approach. Right, because Stipe also he fought lighter against
at 230.
That was actually on the same card too, though.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Cyril Gane by second round knockout.
I like it, Johnny. I see it first round knockout.
First round
Cyril
knockout.
Gane, and then I'm going with the favorite. So like I said, JDS plus 360, and then mine is 440 for Cyril Gane, heavy favorite.
If y'all think the former champ in Junior Dos Santos can stop this humongous French train, definitely go ahead and hit that line, because plus 360 that's big money right there. But I'm not advising it.
Yeah, I'm advising against that. I mean, a lot of people, I don't know how this fight opened up at, but the odds currently are minus 440. It could have opened up like that, but it seems like a lot of people want to put their money on Gane. So
another fun fight is going to be that last fight on the prelims right there. Two vets for sure. But Cub Swanson versus Daniel Pineda. Excuse me.
Get us started, bro.
Coming off of a five fight win streak. They look very, very similar in the stat wise. Cub Swanson, age 37. Pineda, 35. Reach for Swanson is 70 inches. His height is 5'8". Daniel Pineda's reach 70 inches. Height is 5'7". But Pineda definitely looks a little bit more stockier. And Pineda got cut back in 2014. Went ahead and hit Bellator, LFA, Fury FC. He hit all these other organizations. Got a 5-fight win streak, and has now come back into the UFC. Won his last fight, pretty much dominated it, and they're testing his name up against another veteran who stayed in the UFC this whole time, but after getting his last win against Kron Gracie and Cub Swanson, he was on, I think, a 4-fight loss streak or maybe 5-fight loss streak.
It was 4.
4?
But all top names.
Oh, for sure.
Ortega, Edgar, Moicano, and then Shane Burgos. So, these guys are all, top 15, right? Obviously, Ortega, Edgar, that's top 5.
Yes.
Typically.
Shane Burgos is around that 15 to top 10 area.
Well, Frankie Edgar, not so much anymore, but at the time, 2018, I think he was still in that mix.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, looking at it now, what do you think about him beating Kron Gracie? Do you think, obviously he has momentum from that win. This was October 2019, but Kron Gracie,
that was
he's a BJJ
a whole
guy.
year ago, you know what I mean? That was a whole year ago, and Kron Gracie, as great as he did look, like you said, he's a BJJ guy, as great as he did look on the floor, his striking, Cub Swanson, that was set up for Cub Swanson to get that win, you know what I mean?
Elite level striking is a big factor in MMA. So.
Records, Cub Swanson 26-11, Daniel Pineda 27-13. We're looking at very even looking guys here. It's just Pineda's, I feel like he's come back into the UFC with his career reinvigorated with that fire, and he just looks great out there. I think he might be able to get a stoppage with his striking.
So who do you got in this one?
I'm going to go with Pineda for sure. What are the odds looking at?
Johnny's got Pineda, and Pineda is the close favorite. So he's sitting at a minus 145 and then plus 130 for Cub. I'm going to side with you again, Johnny. I know we've been picking the same fights. Did we disagree on any of them?
Charles. We disagreed on Charles.
Yeah,
Kevin Holland. And that's it so far.
So me and Johnny mostly been siding.
And championship fight. I'm going Brandon Moreno.
So we are picking different fights.
Yeah, we're picking different fights.
You're not copying me.
No, you're not copying me.
But on this fight, I am going to copy Johnny. I like Pineda in this one. He looked really good against Burns.
I think a Houston fighter.
Herbert Burns? Wait, who?
No, Daniel Pineda. I think he's a Houston fighter.
Really? If I said it in Texas?
I think so.
I always pull for my Texas boys.
For sure. South Texas, baby. Here we go.
Sir, Texas, hold it down. So, looking at the Burns fight, we saw him put him in a crucifix in that fight.
Dominated.
Burns, he came in overweight as well. So, he also looked compromised. But Pineda looked, nothing taken away from him. He looked good. So Daniel Pineda, the only thing that worries me, and it was interesting to see how he would do, is when he was in the PFL playoffs, he was fighting for $1 million and the belt, I believe. And this was October 2019, the USADA, right? Or no, it was Nevada State Athletic Commission. The Nevada State Athletic Commission actually suspended him 6 months for high testosterone levels, so he didn't get to fight for $1 million. Tough break there, right?
Definitely sucks.
So he missed out, but now, as luck would have it, a year later, he's back in the UFC. He beat Herbert Burns, the younger brother of Gilbert Burns. You know, like I said, Crucifix. He rebounded from the high testosterone levels. That's what I'm trying to say. He still looked good. He still performed well. Like I said, it looked like Herbert Burns wasn't himself, but that's a different story. Looking how he's going to fight against Cub. Cub hasn't looked too good against strikers. Pineda can strike. I mean, he showed that in his prior fights and his way back up to the UFC. I think Cubby doesn't have it anymore, man. And he's a legend. He's at 37 years old. You know, he's at the end of his fighting career. But if he wins, man, that'd be great. I like to root for him. But I just feel Pineda, he just does more. Right now, I feel like Pineda's in his peak. He's 35, but he's at, the best he's probably going to ever be.
Yes, sir.
So I got Pineda finishing this fight, and I see second round TKO.
I think I said the same. Second round finish.
Really?
I think so.
Finish, knock him out, or the rest going to be like Herb Dean's going to be in there?
He's going to throw him off of there. He's going to get behind him. He's going to suplex him. And he's going to say, hey, the fight's over.
That's it. Okay, bro. So we both got Pineda on that. And like I said, the odds, Pineda's your favorite, -145. And then Cub Swanson, he's at a +130. Johnny, where are we going from here?
We've got two more fights that I want to talk about specifically. If you like the chick fights, we've got Mackenzie
We
Dern.
love the chick fights.
Do
Johnny,
you? Do you, bro?
I love the female fighters, Johnny. What are you talking about?
Okay, good. I'm glad.
You said chick fights.
Oh, female fighters, I'm sorry. But we've got Mackenzie Dern, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist,
Be a good one.
black belt from Brazil, submitting people left and right here in the UFC and before in her career.
Left and right, up and down.
Is fighting Verna Jandaroba, new to the UFC.
Really like her haircut. She has a dope haircut.
Oh, I don't know her haircut.
She's real short. It's dope.
It's dope? She's got a dope haircut?
She looks tough.
Well, what I know is that she's an Invicta champion, and she's got a record of 16-1, but 13 of her wins are by submission. So I think everybody assumes that...
This fight's going to take place on the ground?
No. I think everybody assumes that Mackenzie Dern has probably the best jiu-jitsu in the female divisions. But, when you're coming in with 13 submission wins, this is definitely going to be interesting. So, definitely going to be a great ground battle. And if not, we're going to see a very awkward, fun striking battle for sure.
Right. So you got Dern on this one?
Yeah, I think I have to. As impressive as 13 wins with by submission, I can't turn my back on Mackenzie Dern. Oh, she does have a dope haircut. Dope, beautiful set of eyes as well.
Okay, getting back into it. So you're going with the underdog.
Mackenzie Dern. Is
Not
she
super
in?
favorite.
I was going to say, what?
Mackenzie Dern is at a -185 +165 for Janaroba. How did you see the fight ending? Did you pick a finish?
I would assume a submission probably somewhere.
It's going to be a dance on the ground.
Yeah. If not, I guess decision. I'm going to go with decision. Split decision. It's going to be hard for these judges to judge this one.
I feel like this fight does come down to a strength standpoint. I just feel like whoever's going to be able to get on top and hold the other one down.
Mackenzie's a thick girl.
Janaroba's real, top strong. She's built. Mm-hmm. She's a little tank. So I want to say with the underdog on this one.
You gonna go with Jandaroba?
Jandaroba, and I feel like she's gonna finish her.
Oh, really?
So Jandaroba does coming off of 2 straight subs. She beat Felice Herring and who's Martin? She subbed her last. Mallory Martin. How do you feel about her? Jandaroba had subbed her last year, so 2 straight subs. Obviously, it's gonna be a submission-based battle, but at the end of the day, I just feel like them looking and defending that sub for it's going to be on and off. Somebody's going to try the sub, somebody's going to defend the sub. But it's going to come down to striking and somebody's going to get rocked on the ground.
Ooh, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one for sure. If you like ground and grappling, make sure you watch that one. And if you just like freaking exciting fights, Billy Quarantillo is on the card. He's new to the UFC, but in every fight that I've seen him, it's been exciting.
Where's this guy been, bro?
Excuse me?
Did he just beat Spike?
Yeah, he beat the Alpha Ginger Spike Carlisle, weathered a storm. He's got a chin made out of stone, and I'm not turning my back on Billy Q, baby. I'm hoping he gets a striking finish.
Yeah, brother. He looks like the real deal right now. He trades at Gracie Tampa South, and as a 32-year-old, I mean, he said he's coming in here as a striker. Both these guys are going to probably keep it standing up, right?
I think Billy might actually... I don't know much about the Canadian Gavin Tucker, but I think Billy might actually have an advantage on the ground. Just from... It looks like he knows how to grapple. And plus, that was a big way how he slowed down Spike Carlisle. But I definitely... I'm going to go with Billy Q. I can't turn my back on him. I'm hoping he can get a finish... Probably on the ground. Gavin Tucker seems like he's more of a striker, and I think Billy Q can get it to the ground and finish him.
Interesting, bro. Interesting. Now let's look at the odds before I dive into it. So Johnny going with Billy Q. He is the favorite, sitting at -155. Gavin Tucker +135. Looking at the height advantage, that's what stands out, right? Billy Q standing at 5'10", 4-inch height advantage against Gavin Tucker. Record-wise, only 3 losses between both these fighters, but over 25 fights. So Billy Q, he's 15-2, only 2 losses. Gavin Tucker 2-1. So this is obviously a highly competitive fight.
Yes.
Both these fighters, they've been in the UFC. They've had a couple UFC fights between them, right?
Very exciting.
2-2, right? So let me look at their both UFC stats. So looking at Tucker over here, he's had 4 UFC fights. He's 3-1. He lost to Rick Glenn back in 2017. So he's been fighting in the UFC for 3 years. Billy Q does have the height advantage, like I said, 5'10", 4-inch height advantage. I see this fight taking place on the feet. Billy Q, I feel like he might outpoint him. They are fighting at featherweight, so 145.
Billy seems to be the longer, more technical fighter.
Yeah, so Billy's just going to keep him at bay. I see Gavin probably push the pace, try to maybe take him down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shorter fighter, keep it close. Gavin Tucker does have submission wins. That's why I say he's probably going to, depend on the wrestling, 2 straight submission. He tapped out Justin James on the Lewis versus Olenek card. That was earlier this year in 2020. So Gavin Tucker, if he wants to win this fight, he's going to need to fight close, take Billy down, submit him. Billy, I feel like he's going to have good takedown defense. He's going to get the job done. He's going to outpoint him. So I got Billy Q unanimous.
Sweet. Well, that's the card. There's a lot more exciting fights on here, but I think that's all we're going to cover today. We're definitely going to give our reaction video after the fights happen, right? Yeah. Another brother of the world, baby.
Last brother of the world here.
But we're definitely going to give a reaction video after the fights, because I'm going to have more MMA knowledge and beat you in these picks. But
yeah, so this is how we're going to do it. So whoever has the most wins at the end of the fight card gets the belt on their side, just to show dominance over the other. And it's mostly going to stay in this general area.
I'm going to get
the belt will be here for most of the series. Just so you know who has more. The belt basically defines who has more MMA knowledge.
And that's me.
But this was episode 1 of the Brothers of the World podcast. I'm Travis Ramos.
Our battery's dying, and we're going to go sacrifice an animal to the MMA gods. Make sure none of these fights get canceled, baby.
This was episode 1, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to get a lot better. Later. Hey, let's do that every time we just...
Look, they for the black, they for the Kevin and Robin and Rock'em.